It's Thursday, October 30th, and it's time for Q&A. Today we're going to talk about perimenopause weight gain that won't budge. She's a healthy eater. Oh, I've got a lot to say about this. Um, what am I going to be for Halloween? And also just some Halloween candy stuff in general, because I've had a few of you say, oh, I was doing great, and then I dug into the Halloween candy. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then do I taste creatine in my coffee? No, but we're going to talk about this as well. So before we dive into these questions, which are all excellent, and the perimenopause weight gain, what I'm going to say does not just apply to perimenopause, it's universal, men, women, all ages. So before I dive into those, quick introduction. I'm Elizabeth from Happy, Healthy, and Hot. I'm a 59-year-old double certified health and weight loss coach, author, content creator, and now three-time finalist in the Maximum CoverGirl competition in my 50s, competing with women mostly in their 20s and 30s, because it is time to tell a new story about aging. I truly believe that we can love our bodies and our lives at any age. I'm just getting started. Happy Healthy and Hot turns 10 on Sunday. Yes, 10 years since I started this business. The official date was November 2nd, 2015, when I hit publish on my first blog post. So I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm just getting started. So you're never behind. And I have so many resources for you. I'm going to drop a link in this caption where you could get my cookbooks. They are full of not just high protein, low calorie, bikini friendly recipes, but they're packed with the weight loss strategies that actually work. I have a journal, a link to my LTK shop where link all of my fashion finds, including this $24 hoodie and jogger set that's so comfy on this rainy, freezing day. My home workout wear, well, my workout wear that's super cute, home workout equipment, kitchen gadgets, bikinis, like you name it, favorite beauty products, they're all linked to my LTK. So let's dive into this perimenopause weight gain. Basically, the question was what to do about perimenopause weight gain that won't budge. I'm a healthy eater. Okay, we're going to take perimenopause out of the picture right now. So you're a healthy eater, and I'm not to anybody. There are lots of healthy foods that don't necessarily support weight loss. There are some very healthy, nourishing foods that could be putting weight on you if you're not in a calorie deficit. So the way to lose weight is to get in a calorie deficit. You know why it's harder to get in a calorie deficit in perimenopause and menopause, postmenopause like me? Because our habits change. That's why it's harder to get in a calorie deficit. I'm just every woman that I've worked with, and I've helped women of all ages lose weight. In fact, there are women in their, I'm thinking of Janet, who's in her 70s. I didn't work with her individually, but she watched my tips on Instagram, bought my cookbook, started using the recipes. She lost 12 pounds and she's kept it off in her 70s. So this works at any age. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to be burning off more than you're taking in. The easiest way to do this, first of all, in both of my cookbooks, I give you really great starting points as far as figuring out how much protein and how many calories. The protein is pretty easy to figure out. Calories we may need to play around with a little bit. But when you get the protein right, you're automatically going to be consuming fewer calories as long as you're not eating crap. We're going to talk about what I mean by crap. So everybody's habits change as they get older. You're not as active. You know, it might not be, maybe you were never working out, but you were more active running your kids around or whatever you were doing. Um, the extra glass of wine, all the things. And then there's so many things that could be putting weight on, even though you're a healthy eater. So the first thing I'm going to say is that I would say to anybody, any age, I don't care if it's perimenopause, cortisol, whatever you want to say, my hormones are out of whack. None of this needs to be fixed to help you lose weight. You need to get in a calorie deficit to lose weight. Some of those things are just going to fix themselves as you start eating right. So when I say prioritize protein and produce, that is exactly where it starts. If you could remember that with every meal, with every snack, and actually do it, I have clients that have lost weight without tracking a single macro. Laura lost 35 pounds, didn't track, didn't know how much protein, how many calories, but she was very faithfully prioritizing protein and produce, and she was writing down what she ate to hold herself accountable. So build your meals around high quality, protein dense foods We are talking beef, leaner cuts whenever possible, chicken and turkey, fish, eggs, some of the higher protein dairy like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt if you tolerate it well. Fill in with colorful fruits and veggies. It's that simple. You don't need the processed carbs. You don't need bread. You don't need pasta. I'm not saying you don't need carbs. Have a sweet potato or a baked potato, a banana if that fits in with your. I've had two bananas today. They were delicious. I was in the mood for them. Um, if it, as long as it fits in with your calorie goals for the day, I would be aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight every single day and getting that protein from real food. Not, you don't need that shake that keeps popping up in your Facebook ads or whatever. I'm not saying, and I'm not making fun of any particular products. I'm saying get this stuff from real food. You'll be amazed at how satisfying it is. Fill in with colorful fruits and veggies. Cut out the processed carbs, the healthy whole grains, the sprouted, soaked, all that shit. You don't need it. Some other foods I'd watch out for that are healthy, nuts, seeds, nut butters. They're very caloric. I'm not saying they're unhealthy. I'm not saying they're bad food. Some of them are highly processed. Certain nuts are roasted in crappy oils I would never put in my body. But at the end of the day, it's more about the calorie content. So when you are eating those protein dense foods, filling in with colorful fruits and veggies, you're naturally going to be eating in a way that's much lower calorie. When you start sprinkling chia seeds and nuts and everything and eating a spoonful of peanut butter because you're a little hungry, but that spoonful ends up being 3 tablespoons, that's 300 calories right there. A handful of nuts is about 200 calories. You're usually eating, oh, let me have a few more and a few more and a few more. All that stuff adds up. An 8-ounce pour of wine, at least 200 calories, and you're usually not stopping at one glass. And I do drink alcohol. I think it's everybody's best interest not to, for the most part. But I absolutely consume alcohol from time to time, but I'm super cognizant of what I'm drinking and how much. And I absolutely am tracking those calories. I stick to what I call my cover girl cocktail, like vodka soda, sometimes tequila soda, maybe a tiny splash of cranberry to give it some color. That's it. So the people that say like I'm lucky or it's my good genetics, I'm in the shape I'm in at 59 because of my daily habits, because I prioritize protein and produce, because I get my steps in, because I'm doing some resistance training to build muscle. So perimenopause weight gain that won't budge, any weight gain that won't budge, any weight gain, you need to be in a calorie deficit. From there, obviously, yeah, I'm not saying hormones don't exist. I'm not saying all of these things, but obviously hormones are a thing. Perimenopause is a thing, but we're making it out to be this condition that wrecks our lives. And at the end of the day, it's our daily actions that are making the difference. It's our daily actions. And, everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'm so good. Or sometimes you're being too good. You are restricting yourself so much that you end up overeating junk. So I would really look at spacing that protein out throughout the day. I would always be aiming for 30 grams per meal. When I say 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, I'm just going to throw out some numbers. I have no idea how much you weigh. Say you weigh 155 right now, you want to get down to 135. I'm eating at least 135 grams of protein every day. I consume more than I'm at my ideal body weight. I consume more than that in grams of protein every day. So, and I feel amazing. And I'm taking off my sweatshirt. I'm just wearing like a little cami bra underneath. So, hello, everybody. It's getting hot in here all of a sudden. I turned the heat on, but now I'm wanting to turn it back off. Hey. So that's what I have to say about perimenopause weight gain. And I know it sounds like tough love, but sometimes we all need that. I mean, everyone's like, I see all this stuff on Instagram and TikTok. And again, I'm not saying they're bad products, but it's like, oh, I just added this pink drink and all the weight melted off. And you got yourself in a calorie. I fixed my cortisol. Cortisol isn't something that's fixed. We need cortisol, but it can get high at the wrong, like raised too much. But it's not something you need to fix. Getting some of these habits in place are going to fix a lot. Um, okay, then we got some Halloween questions. What am I going to be for Halloween? And a couple people saying they don't. Oh, I can't stay away from the Halloween candy. Oh, it's being so good. And then I started picking at the Halloween candy. Why do you have Halloween candy in your house? It's not Halloween yet. Trick or treat night is tomorrow night. I'll buy some candy tomorrow afternoon on my way home from my hike. That's what I'm buying candy. And again, I can totally resist it when the bag's not open. But I'm not taking any chances. So whether it's Valentine's, Halloween, Easter, and people are like, oh, I keep snacking that the jar of Halloween candy. Wait, why do you have Halloween candy in your house? Why do you have a jar of Halloween candy in your house? You're a grown-ass adult. Like, buy some for the trick-or-treaters. You know what I'll do? I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock. Well, I don't go to bed at 8 o'clock. I like to. I turn off the lights at 8 o'clock because that's when trick-or-treat officially ends. Like our neighborhood has like our township has like a start and end time. And any extra candy, I'll just leave in a bowl outside the door. Kids can take it and run with it. I don't need it. I'd rather have my abs and my ass than eat a bunch of candy because it was there and it was cute and cute packaging. I don't need that shit. So as far as when I'm going to be for Halloween, I'm not. I love Halloween. I don't necessarily, I'm not a person, I love to see Halloween stuff. I'm not the person that goes all out with Halloween decorating. I do think costumes are fun and costume parties are fun. And I absolutely, some years have gotten involved. I went with a friend of mine once. We were Danny and Sandy from Greece. That was a really fun costume for me to put together because, like, I basically am Sandy from Greece. Like, last scene Sandy. Other than the crazy curly hair, but I did like leather leggings and red heels and a biker jacket, had a cigarette and big hoop earrings, bright red lipstick, red nails. It was really fun. And this year, well, I wasn't really thinking of it as my Halloween costume, but I was going to be dressed like Sabrina Carpenter going to her concert in Madison Square Garden on Saturday. And I've already shared what happened. I'm not going this time, I'm not going, and I'm super disappointed just because of the timing of all of it, but that's life. I'm trusting that something even better. I may not see it right away, but I know this is all happening for a reason. So last question, creatine. My friend Rick asked about the creatine. He said, I know you're taking creatine. Do you taste it in your coffee? Absolutely not. So I'm going to. So every day for over 10 years, I've been putting collagen in my coffee. This is the brand that I've been using since 2016. I've been using this particular vanilla collagen. I'll link both of these specifically in my coffee for better skin, nail, hairs, connective tissue. I use this specific one because it also contains tremella that hydrates skin from the inside out. Recently, I've added creatine, not just for the muscle benefits, although those are legit, but for the neuroprotective benefits. So you use a scoop, like I would fill up the scoop. I've already had it today. It's 5 grams. And I don't taste it at all in the coffee. If I put it right on my tongue, I taste it, but it's not even bad. It's like slightly bitter in coffee. I don't even know it's there. So no, Rick, I do not taste the creatine at all. And I started taking it for the neuroprotective benefits. Like, yes, the muscle benefits are legit, but I resisted it for years. I just thought, oh, bodybuilders take it, whatever. But as I started learning about more of the neuroprotective benefits, I became really intrigued, started taking it as I was wanting to be in the best shape of my life for my 59th birthday. And what I've noticed is, wow, it's easier for me to put on muscle. As a woman who is 5 years postmenopause and, very small boned, I'm never going to have like a giant booty. I don't want to be big and muscular, but I want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to be lean. I want to be active. And creatine is definitely, I'm seeing a difference in muscle definition. And it's also really inexpensive. So I'll also include a discount code, but creatine monohydrate is inexpensive. So this bag is like $25. It's a 2 month supply. And pretty much everybody needs 5 grams a day. Some elite athletes take 10, like Cooper DeJean on the Eagles. He takes 10. Cooper DeJean, whatever, that cutie pie. I don't need as much creatine as Cooper. I'll stick with, but 5 grams is pretty much the universal dose for most people. This bag, this $25 bag will last 2 months. And with my discount, it comes down to $20.50. So $10 a month for neuroprotective benefits and more muscle. Sign me up. I am in. Anyway, I'm going to jump because I know my dog wants to go outside. It's raining. I've got to get my hoodie back on. Thanks for being here and have an amazing day.